Field Report X-025 Final Assessment of the Saturnalia Spectacle by Tim Misterson of Mistooken Prime, Department of Seasonal Overload and Cultural Fatigue, filed on the 25th Human Winter Day after surviving the longest cheer-based gauntlet in the galaxy. Subject, Christmas Day, the conclusion of the human Saturnalia cycle. After weeks of rituals, noise, glowing light, sugar, emotional instability, and the repeated appearance of the claw's entity, I conclude my final investigation into the human winter phenomenon known collectively as Christmas. It is time to summarize this madness. First, the onslaught of cheer, a weaponized emotion. Humans insist on cheer throughout this season, but it is a strange, forced version of cheer that often resembles denial, exhaustion in festive wrapping, smiling through stress, and chanting seasonal phrases like spell incantations. This cheer is required, ritualized, and aggressively encouraged. Failure to participate correctly leads to social suspicion. Humans seem to fear being labeled a Scrooge, which appears to be an insult meaning. One who resists compulsory joy. I sympathize with this so-called Scrooge. Second, the marathon of rituals. A calendar hijacked, a shocking portion of the human year, already brief due to the limited lifespan, is dedicated to this ritual cycle. The timeline includes weeks of preparation, weeks of decoration, weeks of festivals, concerts, parties, and card exchanges, weeks of panic shopping, cooking, wrapping, and sugar consumption, weeks of post-ritual cleanup and regret. This is an entire month and a half consumed by a single seasonal phenomenon. How humans accomplish anything else is unclear. Third, the solstice theory and why it no longer makes sense. Rumors among humans themselves suggest the winter celebration once corresponded to the solstice, a planetary event marking the longest night. This would make sense from a cultural perspective. However, the rituals have drifted from astronomical meaning. These celebrations have expanded far beyond the solstice. The original symbolism is largely forgotten. The consumer-focused rituals now dominate the season. Humans seem dimly aware of this once cosmic significance, but now treat the season mainly as an excuse for ceremonial chaos and carbohydrate overload. Fourth, the violence of festivity. Throughout my reports, I have observed aggressive baked goods, music played at unsafe volume, involuntary family gatherings, an omnipresent intruder, claws, multi-day child containment failures, tree torture, edible objects shaped like humanoids, ritualized clothing, sweaters designed to be ugly on purpose, and the frenzy of commercial combat zones. And yet humans continue to call this season merry. This raises concerns about their judgment. Fifth, final emotional assessment. I am tired. After observing, documenting, and surviving the wassailers, the tinsel, the gift exchange cults, the concerts, the sugar storm, the midnight infiltrations, the cheer mandates, the countless sub-rituals, I have not had the stamina to report on. I, Tim Misterson of Mistooken Prime, must report truthfully. I am tired. I have reached the end of my seasonal endurance. I wish to file the final report and return to my homeworld, where winter is merely cold, not ceremonial. Conclusion. Christmas is a terrible, fascinating wonder. In summary, the human Christmas season is excessively long, excessively loud, excessively cheerful, excessively stressful, and entirely baffling. It is a spectacle of contradictions, warmth in cold, generosity in chaos, joy wrapped in strain, ritual in madness. Humans endure all of it willingly and emerge somehow happy, declaring the ordeal worth it? I cannot explain this. I can only salute their resilience. Filed on Christmas Day with depleted energy reserves. Tim Misterson of Mistooken Prime requesting immediate transport home before the humans begin their New Year's rituals, which I fear may be worse. Addendum. Maybe worse. Addendum. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Addendum. Council directive. Following the completion of this initial observation cycle, I have received formal instruction from the Council of Mistooken Prime. My assignment is not concluded. I am to remain at my current base of operations on the Terran moon and extend my observations of human behavior. Weekly updates are now required. This directive is considered an honor. I have been thanked for my thorough documentation and my emotional endurance. I accept the honor. However, I must note for the record that prolonged exposure to the Terran culture has proved unexpectedly intense. Humans experience joy and distress simultaneously, often without recognizing the contradiction. Their rituals are meaningful but frequently overwhelming. I will continue my work as ordered. I would very much like to go home.